Alright guys, Black Z Fidigalem again with the X-Files. I have a story here, it's crazy. Let me just dive into it. A couple of weeks ago I decided I wanted to surprise my wife with a kid-free night out. My parents live about an hour and a half away from us and I arranged for the kids to stay with them for the weekend. Usually, when I go to my parents, I am gone until later in the evening. We spend all day there and leave around dinner time. This time, it was different. I was dropping the kids off and immediately going home so I could surprise my wife and we could go out as soon as possible. I had made reservations at a nice restaurant and was hoping to go to a few places for drinks first of all. I left at 8:30 and was back in our housing plan before 12:30. As I pulled onto my street, I saw a truck parked in front of my house. I did not recognize it. I assumed it was someone seeing the neighbors, and though, because it's not that unusual for someone to park in front of our house. I parked a few houses away thinking I would sneak into the house and surprise my wife instead of pulling in the drive-thru and going in the garage. I went in through a basement door. I was as quiet as possible, but as soon as I walked in, I heard her making sounds from the floor above. When I first heard it, I thought she was just by herself, maybe having some personal time, glorifying herself. I didn't want to interrupt her privacy and embarrass her, so I was going to go back to my car and just go in the garage so she would, know I was home. Then I heard a man's voice. I immediately felt sick. My heart felt like it was going to explode out of my chest. Wow, it gets better, guys. It is hard to describe how I felt in this moment. I decided to go upstairs. I had no desire to confront them. I just wanted to see what was going on. I moved slowly and quickly and went up the stairs. The door was halfway open. The kitchen was empty, but I could tell they were in the living room. It was obvious what was going on at this point by the sounds, bang, 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 boom, 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 plak, plak, plak. How the fuck did I just do that? There was no way for me to look in the living room without them seeing me. I pulled out my phone and opened my camera up. I put my phone just around the corner of the wall. I could see my wife with a man I did not recognize. I won't go into detail on what they were doing, but I think you can figure it out by now. I started recording it and I was thinking that I needed a record of it for whatever I decided to do in the near future. I just stood there in my kitchen watching this all unfold on my phone screen. I felt like I could just scream at any moment, but for some reason, I just froze completely. This went on for several minutes. She finally jumped off of him and made a comment about going to the bedroom and they went upstairs. She even made a comment about how much time they had left. I walked into the living room and found the guy's pants. I took his wallet out and took pictures of his driver's license. I know his name now and his address. I've never met him and I have no idea how my wife knows him. Yeah, bro, hadi mimi sijui venye pia yako namjua, but guess what? Now both of us know. I left the house the same way I entered. I went back to my car and cried like the pathetic man I am. I decided to watch the video to make sure it recorded. I watched it all. Bro, you can't make this shit up, bro. Alright, I'll go on. Okay. I sat in my car for at least half an hour. I couldn't drive to my parents and get the kids as I would have to explain why I'm fetching the kids sooner. I decided that I would pull in the driveway, open the garage, and just pretend like I was there to surprise her. Plan A, I took my time getting into the house. I made a lot of noise. When I saw her, she was very very surprised, asking me a lot of questions like, what are you doing home so early, my husband? Such things. And I'm saying it in Nigerian accent because I think that she's Nigerian. She was in a robe and said she was just getting ready for a bath. Of course, she wants to wash the evidence. I told her about my plans and she seemed excited. She poured us both a glass of wine and said we should pregame before getting ready. I don't think I talked much really. She took me into the living room. I'm not proud of what I let happen. Wait, what? I could faintly see the guy sneaking downstairs and going to the basement stairs, but I didn't say nothing or do anything. I just let my wife continue doing what she was doing to me. What she was doing to me. Bro, what the? Since that day, I have watched the video of her repeatedly. I can't bring myself to make any decisions on what I should do next. She seems to know something is wrong with me, and because she's been asking a few times if I'm okay, I feel worthless, and every time I hit the low point, I watch that video again. I feel like I've watched it at least 10 times a day since I caught them. Bro, you fucking enjoying this, you fucking cock. Ile kitu unatangaje? Cock hole. Afa namaliza na, what should I do? Bro, post the video. That's what you should do, you dumbass.